Hello. So, am I really going to disagree with Tom Ferry? The infamous Tom Ferry, who I love. I really do love Tom Ferry. I love what he tells people. My business model is a little bit different in what I do in the tech side, which also, of course, helps your sales. But Tom did a blog a couple weeks ago, and number one and number two that he said all agents should do, I want to kind of talk about, okay? We're going to have a discussion. Maybe Tom Ferry will pipe in and let us know what he thinks. So here we are. Must have business system. Number one. You ready? Now, I do not disagree with this, but what he says, I'm kind of like, okay. You must have a CRM if you're going to run your business. Now, are there successful agents out there that run their business by their memory? Hard to do, but yes. Writing things on a spreadsheet, yes. There's always somebody who isn't doing things in an easy manner because CRMs can be like a full-time virtual assistant helping you out. And a CRM, if a proper CRM, it is unbelievable. So let's read what Tom has to say. Everybody wants to talk about a CRM is the best around, and there are definitely some good ones. And he mentions Boomtown and Follow Up Boss, which I'll tell you what I think you should look for when you're looking at a CRM. And he says, my real answer is the one your company gives you for free. Tom, I totally disagree. Like, totally disagree. Let me just read on. Why? Because it's not so much the software that matters as much as your commitment to the live inside it every day. If you have enough discipline and commitment, an Excel spreadsheet can do the trick. I agree, kind of. I think CRMs are way better than a spreadsheet because it keeps you on task. Choose something and commit to making it a huge part of your business on a daily basis. Totally agree on that. What I disagree with is why would you use the one your company gives you for free? For one thing, those companies probably are going to keep the data. Now, you have to ask and you have to read the fine print. But if you leave that brokerage you're with, are they going to let you take all the data with you? So think about that before you tell them, just FYI. Usually there's an export feature. Don't tell them and then try and get it because they might shut off your access. So I actually don't agree. I don't think you should go with something that is free just because it's free. Doesn't mean it's good. What I look at, every single CRM that I have ever tested, and let me tell you, I've tested it, many of them, and I'm testing it in a different way than you would. My background is information technology. And so number one is you have to have a domain. Then you have to have a business email, your name at yourwebsite.com, paid on a proper business email server. Now, why does that matter for a CRM? Because on many CRMs, you can kind of flip a switch and it integrates. And what does that mean for you? And why will that save you time? Like, CRMs are amazing, but most agents don't even understand this. You go to your CRM, you're working in there, Joe changed his phone number, which you wrote down, right? You pick up the piece of paper and you're like, okay, I got to update my CRM, Joe's contact. So when I call him in a week, because it says I'm supposed to do that, if it's set up properly on a good CRM, not a free one, a good CRM, that means that your phone contacts are updated. If I update Joe's information on my phone, the CRM contact is updated. Don't tell me that's not amazing. I almost swore. It is amazing when that happens, okay? I'm going to put below a link if you want to watch some videos. I've done, hundreds and hundreds of videos over the course of many years. I've been helping agents on this very topic, okay? And you also, if you're stuck and you might need some help, I'll put a button link below to also book some time with me, complimentary, to see if, how badly are your business systems set up. Okay, sorry, Tom. So I do not agree with number one. Number two. I do agree with number two, but I think the terminology is confusing for people. So I want to unconfuse you. So let's talk about number two. Must have business system number two, email service provider. With a 44-to-1 return on investment, you can't afford not to include email as an important component of your marketing campaign. The key isn't just sending emails though. Google and Outlook are not email service providers. He's right. They're what we call internet service providers, which kind of doesn't make sense, right? When I first read that, I thought, no, that's not right. But he is right. They're not email service providers. Email service providers are people who do your marketing for you, like MailChimp, like Aweber, like ConvertKit or BombBomb. ISPs are the ones where I said, you got to have a paid business email account, your name at yourwebsite.com. You must, if you're running a business. You should not be running your business off of Joe the Best Realtor 19 whatever at yahoo.ca, at shaw.ca, at AOL.com, at any of the American Wi-Fi service providers, internet service providers. You should not be running your emails off that. You should be paying for a proper business email, marketing yourself, not the other vendors, not iCloud.com, not me.com, okay? So I do agree with them. I just wanted to kind of explain, because I think it's confusing, right? What he says is what you need is a system that will help you automate your campaigns and make your life easier. So there is a difference between an email service provider, like let's say MailChimp. I'm just gonna say MailChimp because that's a very popular one, and a CRM. A CRM will help you do a sequential set of emails on a specific type of person. So a buyer gets this sequential set of emails and tasks for you to do. A seller does, a prospective buyer, a prospective seller. They're different sets of emails and tasks that you would do per a type of person, right? And here's the thing. A CRM does that. What an email service provider like MailChimp does is more of a newsletter service. So you put people in a newsletter list, and usually what people do is every 2 weeks or once a month, they send out a newsletter to keep in touch with their clients. And you can do that in addition to using a CRM drip campaign, okay? So I hope that clears things up. If you have any questions, answer below. Tom, love to chat with you about how I think agents should be setting up their business to actually run it like a business. Love you, Tom Ferry. Hope I didn't offend. And I hope I helped you guys understand a little bit better about the number one thing you should be doing. Totally agree. CRM. Bye.